Welcome back. This is day 6, and up to now, for the first 5 days, I've kind of taken you through what I do for a living. How I make money, whether it's through the print shop, marketing, design, and now I'm going to take you into things that I feel everyone needs, but doesn't necessarily lead to making money. And this is called hobbies. And I'm a big believer that hobbies give you diversity. And hobbies can be anything. It can be photography, it could be reading books, it could be shopping to a certain extent, I guess. But we need hobbies. I think hobbies give us color, give us an opportunity to do different things that we wouldn't normally do. And one thing that I really like about hobbies is every hobby has a community. Every hobby has a way to meet new people that you wouldn't normally meet in your day-to-day and share something with them, share an experience with them. And that's what hobbies really do for me. Now, hobbies are a luxury. Sometimes there are hobbies that are free. Obviously, like hiking could be a hobby, and all it takes is getting together with a bunch of friends, going and walking through exotic terrain and stuff. But the hobbies I'm talking about are more, I would say, privileged. This is for people that are spending money on something that really just gives them joy, and it's really about a personal joy, right? It's not a hobby that involves a family, but some of them do, like board gaming, I guess. But it's really about you, and it's your own self-satisfaction. So in a way, I guess it's something that is very important to me because it allows me to express myself, it allows me to meet new people, and it gives me a lot of joy, and it allows me to really take a break from my day-to-day and experience something which is new and exciting and gives me more meaning to my life. Family is family, family time is family time, work is work, but hobby time is my time, just time for me to decompress and do the things that I really love. So over the next couple of videos, I guess the next 5 videos, I'm going to take you through the hobbies that really resonate with me. And we're going to start from the very beginning. So as you know, I do a lot of design work, and designing for clients is design for clients, but then there's designing for myself. And ever since I was young, I had a habit of taking white t-shirts and using permanent marker and drawing on them. And this was a way for me to kind of get my own identity, create my own identity, my own brand, and make my own clothing. And I've always had that in the back of my mind. So from 13 years old, I've always dreamt about having my own print shop, having my own apparel. And I'm glad to say about 4 years ago, I had the opportunity of investing pretty significantly into a print shop. And I think you've already seen the video where I take you through my print shop. But what that allows me to do is it actually allows me to bring some of my ideas to life, right? So recently, I got together with a group of my friends who we all met in another hobby, which I'll explain to you next, which is my second favorite hobby. And we came together and we decided to open up a clothing brand. And the name of the brand is Fierce. It's fiercecanada.com. And Fierce is about being unapologetic for who you are. And it's really something that I want my daughter to know, that she can be whoever she wants to be, and she doesn't have to apologize about it. I want her to have the confidence to grow and experiment and be who she needs to be. So Fierce is that to me. It's about being unapologetic. It's about being you. and being proud about it, right? So it's really cool because not only, as a side note to this, is as I started to develop the designs, and we as a team, we meet every Wednesday night and we crank out some of the designs into actual shirts that I'll show you right here. Like we print the shirts, we make sure that that they really are real. It's not that we just talk about things and we design them and that's it. We actually produce our shirts and we wear them and we're proud about them. We're in the process of developing the shop and stuff, but it's a chance for us to hang out as a crew and be creative. And a nice little side note to this is my daughter, who was watching me create shirts, started to sketch. And last week, this is another shirt from one of the other guys. So every one of us has a different style, as you can see. Like I've showed you 3 shirts here. They're all different because we're all unique and we all have a voice and we all want to express ourselves. So this gives my friends the ability to express themselves. Now, none of them are designers. They just tell me the ideas and I kind of, we scribble out ideas and then I put it on computer and we create the design. So, the cool thing about this is they don't have to do the finished design. They just have to come to the table with ideas. And that's what I encourage, is we all sit down on a Wednesday night, we finish work, we kick back and we just talk and ideas spring to mind, and then we start to create. And it's a real nice zone. So my daughter, who was watching us one night, as we were sketching, she sketched a little design out on a piece of paper. And I took it and I developed the shirt for her, and this is her own design. It's pretty much her voice, and I was able to do that. And that's what I mean about hobbies. It's about expression, and I was so grateful for having that opportunity to first share that moment with her, and secondly to create what she wanted, right? So my first hobby and my oldest hobby, and the one that I am very privileged to do right now, and now it's turning into kind of like a business, but we are making it so that it is not work. It is all about having fun. So there's no pressure, and it is apparel and creating t-shirts and graphic tees and hoodies and hats, and that's all the stuff that we can do. Now, that's my first hobby. My second hobby is very interesting. I've always been into fantasy, and I love chess. And what if you could combine the two? And that's where Warhammer comes in. So this is the new Warhammer AOS 3, and it's a tabletop strategy game where you build and paint your miniatures. So this is one of the miniatures that I built and painted, and we create armies and we get together at tournaments and we have fun, we throw dice and we compete against each other. But the hobby is so involved and so vast, and it's so different that it allows you to have different flavors in the game. It's just so robust, and the main thing that I got out of this hobby is community. Launching my own club 3 years ago helped me pull together some of my closest friends and create this environment where we all share a common goal, we all love what we do, and we love to experiment, and it's great. And I have nothing but great things to share with you about this hobby, and I will in the next upcoming videos. I'm going to take you through some of the armies, what I do with them, and what I've accomplished playing this game. And after this, we can go into the next thing that I'm really into is speed. As an engineer, I love cars, I've loved engines, I've loved motors, I've loved speed. And for a while there, I actually was able to race physical cars on a racetrack, doing quarter mile runs, doing road course racing. Unfortunately, because of a health condition and circumstances, I had to leave that. But the need for speed has always stayed with me, and now I'm proud to say, I practice it. I went into RC, so for a while there I went into RC, but unfortunately the community that was very small, and the barrier to entry here is it's a pretty hefty price tag to get into it, and to stay competitive you need special locations to race, so it got a little bit tricky, and a lot of my friends didn't want to get into it, or it wasn't as easy to get into it. So we switched to the next best thing, which was slot car racing. And slot car racing is, once again, it looks simple, but it can be very technical. And the reason I love it is, once again, back to cars. Yes, they're running small electric motors, but there's gearing, there's downforce, there's track configurations, and I am blessed to say that at least I could afford a very large track, and I'm able to change it up, and we're able to create a racing series out of it, and it's a lot of fun. But I've been able to create this with my friends, and once again, the most important thing I can say about a hobby is not just the hobby itself, but the community and the camaraderie and the friendships that we gain from it. So this is hobby number 3, and we'll go through this, and I'll show you my collection, and we'll take you through the tracks that we've built, the rigs that we have to record some of the crazy stuff that we do. It's a lot of fun just trying to come up with new ways to create excitement in the hobby. So that's hobby number 3. And the 4th hobby is more, I think, related to what I do for a living, but it's now become very much a pastime and a hobby, and it's what we're doing right now. It's YouTube. It's a way to communicate what I do with a wider audience, but it's got me into cameras and videography and audio and understanding all this stuff, and learning new programs, flying drones. I never thought I'd own a drone, let alone start to fly drones, but this is something that's really exciting. It's a new hobby that I picked up, but this one is more personal. This one, the community that I have is Just Create More. They really help me, but we don't physically meet every week. We meet online. It's virtual, so it's very much like a singular entity, or where you actually do it yourself for most part. So it's not as exciting because I don't get to meet the people that are creating with me, but physically. But nonetheless, it's still a hobby. It's still exciting. It still gets me away from my desk and doing things that I never thought I would do. And like this right now, who knew I'd be recording a video and talking to you guys. But I just wanted to say how grateful I am to be able to do these hobbies and afford them, B, to have met all these great people that I have met while doing my hobbies, and C, for you being here and sharing this experience with me. I'm very grateful, and thank you so much for following me and keeping me on track, especially Heather and Tom. Thank you so much for the encouragement and everything that you guys are doing on Just Create More, and pushing me forward in this, my newest hobby. And thank you very much for listening to me, and I'll see you tomorrow, day 7. Thank you. Bye-bye.